In the last hour, U.S. Veterans Affairs Secretary ousted in Trump shakeup. In the last 2 hours, meet Ronny Jackson, Trump's surprise pick to lead the VA. The doctor is in White House physician nominated to lead VA. In the last 4 hours, Veterans Secretary latest to be ousted from Trump White House. David Shulkin's firing was far from a surprise. Here's why. In the last 6 hours, Veterans Group, deeply concerned about Trump's VA overhaul. Trump replaces Veterans Affairs Secretary with White House. Dr. Trump ousts Shulkin from Veterans Affairs, taps his doctor. Trump ousts Veterans Affairs Chief, taps White House doctor to replace him. Trump taps doctor, decorated diver to rescue Veterans Affairs. Trump replaces Veteran Affairs Chief with White House doctor. Video, David Shulkin out as Veterans Affairs Secretary. Trump ousts his Veterans Affairs Secretary. David Shulkin out as Veterans Affairs Secretary. Trump after dark, Shulkin off edition. Earlier today, veterans are the most medically underserved in the country. Kennedy. Trump names a former aide to Helms and Tillis to lead transition at VA. Shulkin's done. Next up for Trump, Amazon, maybe Shulkin out as VA Secretary. Trump ousts his VA Secretary, opening the door to privatize the agency. Trump's cabinet, ranked by how likely they are to get fired. Trump replaces Veteran Affairs Chief with White House physician. Video, Trump pushes out VA head. Shulkin nominates personal physician. Trump's surprise pick for the next VA Secretary raises questions. VA Secretary David Shulkin forced out by Trump in latest cabinet shakeup. Another firing as rolling reshuffle sees Trump shed David Shulkin. Trump ousts David Shulkin, announces Ronny Jackson as VA SEC. Paralyzed Veterans of America responds to removal of VA Secretary. David Shulkin fired as VA Chief after mounting controversy. Shulkin will be replaced as head of the VA, Trump says. Trump axes NJ Doctor as Veterans Affairs Secretary. House VA Chair Phil Rowe on Shulkin, I respect Trump's decision. Veterans Group, Shulkin became a distraction. At VA American Legion, Shulkin made positive changes. In the last 8 hours. Video, Trump ousts VA Secretary Shulkin. President Trump nominates personal physician as VA Sec. Sanders warns against VA privatization after Trump tweets Shulkin's ouster. Trump pushes out Shulkin at VA, nominates Jackson as replacement. Yesterday, quick takes, Shulkin out, Jackson in. Trump ousts Veterans Affairs Secretary David Shulkin via Twitter. VA Secretary Shulkin fired by Trump. Trump fires Veterans Affairs Secretary. How Veteran Affairs Department Secretary David Shulkin fell from grace. Trump tweets VA Chief Shulkin has been ousted. Trump fires VA Secretary, nominates White House doctor. Trump ousts David Shulkin from VA, names his personal doctor to the post. Trump ousts Veterans Affairs Chief, taps WH doctor to replace him. Trump announces firing of Veteran Affairs Secretary David Shulkin. Trump fires Shulkin, taps personal physician Ronny Jackson to lead VA. Shulkin out as VA Secretary. Trump names a new nominee. Trump ousts Shulkin as VA Chief in favor of his doctor. Trump replaces Veterans Secretary with his personal doctor. Trump to replace VA Secretary David Shulkin with personal WH doctor. Trump picks his doctor for veterans post. Trump replaces VA Secretary Shulkin with his doctor. Trump replaces David Shulkin as head of Veterans Affairs. Veterans Affairs Sec. David Shulkin to resign. Trump fires Shulkin, announces new VA Secretary. Donald Trump ousts VA Secretary David Shulkin. Donald Trump tweet dumps VA Secretary David Shulkin. Trump fires Veterans Affairs Chief David Shulkin with a tweet and shakeup. Trump names Texas Doc Ronny Jackson to lead Veterans Affairs. David Shulkin to resign as Veterans Affairs Secretary. Trump says Shulkin out. Trump fires VA Secretary after weeks of controversy. Trump terminates Shulkin as Secretary of Veterans Affairs. Shulkin is fired. White House physician Jackson will take over at VA. Trump fires embattled Veterans Affairs Secretary David Shulkin. Trump replaces Veterans Affairs Secretary